And by the way, I like Musk going back to him with promise on what they're doing because I suspect Musk has been on a coherent program. He set up PayPal to develop an economic base, Tesla to set up a heavy industrial base, SpaceX to provide the means of getting us off planet if that was necessary so we could go where no man has gone before. He acquired X to maintain freedom of speech so that we could discuss it and maintain the elements that are in common between Britain and the United States when it comes to keeping ourselves on track by free exchange of ideas. And he is apparently dead set on acquiring MSNBC so that he can regenerate that television media into a healthy instead of a dysfunctional thing. So I have no problems with somebody like that essentially reimposing a source for our children to acquire masculine imagery. Now, Hillary bastardized the phrase when she wrote this book. She co-opted it from the Yoruba in Nigeria. And basically it was the rearing of a child is the responsibility of a whole village. Actually, the extended Yoruba saying is, fear not, O warrior or hunter. If you die, your tribe will raise your boys to be men just like you and carry on their duty. So that is what we are about. And I like that. And I'm glad that somebody is reinforcing what I think you are trying to do in your household by doing it outside where masculinity is not destroyed by the village, but is promoted by the village. So we need more of these people in place who will reverse 50 years of dysfunction and stop glorifying it and start reinstilling those things with duty, honor, obligation, responsibility, etc.
Well, we're definitely on the right track. Couple final things, Judge. As you get down to that maybe second half of the toilet paper roll, what keeps you excited? What's next on your list? What do you look forward to doing? What's still things you want to accomplish?
Well, actually, what I do right now for amusement is get out and deal with the young gangsters out in the streets and start talking to them about what they're doing and trying to make a difference. And it's an interesting concept, but I am showing some of them a way where they can take over the political parties locally and start having some influence, because I have noticed that when you give a boy the opportunity to be in charge, strangely enough, they start developing responsibility. They start thinking about the big picture, and they reform their ways, and they start becoming an asset. So maybe that's what we need. So instead of having effete politicians sitting down town doing ineffective administration, we could get some real leaders who could go out and talk to everybody in an area. That's what's happened with your English situation over there. The barons, the dukes, the earls used to be mighty men on horseback in armor with broadsword, lance, battle axe, shield, club, whatever it is. And they were closely analogous to, I imagine, the current mafiosi that you run into, where you have the capos in a feudalistic society. And now they've gotten kind of a fet, the little finger sticker. I say, Lord Billington is up.
I joined the investment club because we are in the biggest wealth transfer in history. The investment thesis here is we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse and AI investments represent the hottest opportunities on the planet. I've been financially burned in this space, lost a lot of money through lack of education and investing in the wrong people, most of them were scams. But I still believe in blockchain and I still believe in the crypto space, thanks to the investment club. Now, 5 weeks in, I've invested in 10 deals in the investment club. They do all the due diligence and research for the community by bringing the best deal flow that we would never have access to. When you join, you just don't become a member. You become a part of a big family. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. You will never find a more genuine person like Brian. He is so transparent and passionate at bringing wealth to the masses through blockchain technology. Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure.
There's a difference. So England, I think, is beginning to buck back up. And I think there's an embarrassment that illustrates the point. Its former colonies, India, now divided into India and Pakistan, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Kenya, South Africa are collectively and individually more powerful in the world than their former master who ran the English Empire and then the English Commonwealth. And I think they're getting the idea that they're going to have to toughen up a little bit. I think England is fighting over that whole thing, and I imagine that maybe the Brits can make a comeback and start reestablishing themselves instead of just coasting at their ease. That social experiment didn't work. Socialization, that entitlement stank the high heavens, and it hasn't solved any problems. So eventually people will say, okay, maybe we need to go re-examine what did work.
Yeah, well, we'll see. The Trump victory might propel that, but right now with this current government, it feels like it's going the other way. Last question I want to...
What's happened to us in this conversation between it being easier to pull off where you are, but more inclined to want it pulled off where I am, we keep getting these interruptions right when we get to the good parts.
I want to finish by asking you about the barbecue sauce. What's going on with this?
It's great. We broke even. We are on Amazon. It's Judge Joe Brown Barbecue. You can also go to the initials, JJB, for Judge Joe Brown, and bbq.com, and you can order yourself some. Now, on Amazon, you can get the sauce. It is spicy and mild, and if you go to a website, you can get the seasoning and the rub, spicy and mild. We also have chicken links, beef links, and Beyond Meat links. They're vegan. And that comes in smoked and raw. That comes in spicy and mild. Now, Tiffany Haddish, the actress, is one of our investors. Beyonce's personal chef is one of the people that took some stuff I was working on for 40 years and turned it in from some good but greasy mess into some health food stuff that can be sold at a health food store. And we collaborate with a number of people. There's even a woman who operates a minority packing house that is the only USDA certified one in California, and it's operated out of Compton, California, down in the hood. We've got another woman that's operating a, what shall we say, a nightclub, and she alternates between Hollywood and Honduras, I think it is, and she's got a distillery, and it's a great bourbon. It's very smooth, and it's based on a recipe that her grandfather had down in Mississippi where he was a moonshiner. So it's called Poppies, P-A-P-I-S, and we're doing quite well. We are 5 years ahead of our schedule, so try it. Judge Joe Brown Barbecue. And it's got my picture on the box.
Well, congratulations for that. That's every boy's dream, to have their own barbecue sauce.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.